to start off, can you just tell me your name and a little bit about what your career is?
Okay, I'm Susan Buckles, and I am actually a clinical social worker and an attorney. And I work as an attorney with the state of Washington as a review judge for the Employment Security Department.
What were your career and college plans when you were my age?
I actually was planning to go into psychology. I did major in psychology at the University of Oregon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay. So you went to the University of Oregon. How long were you there, and what kind of classes did you take?
I was there, I started I went to Gonzaga for 1 year, and then I transferred to UO. And I was there until 1970 when I graduated.
That's okay.
And I took a basic course. I don't know how universities are now. I think things have changed a lot since 1970. But I took a basic, what do you call it, humanities curriculum, but it's focused in psychology.
Did you ever work with children? And if you did, was it hard to hear stories from them? Like harder than hearing them from adults?
Yeah. I didn't work with children in my undergraduate curriculum, but I worked at Helpline House after I became a social worker. And I worked a lot in the domestic violence area, so I heard a lot of stories from children and their parents. And it was very hard to hear those stories, very hard.
Do any of the stories that you've heard affect you personally?
They affect me because they hurt my heart. I think about them when I leave, and I think about how those children's lives are changed because of what's happened to them. Sometimes I've run into those children later in the community and, see them doing well or see them not having such a good time in their lives and think about where they came from.
Is there a specific work incident that you will never forget?
There's more than one.
So there is.
Yeah, there are ones, yeah.
Do you run your own personal practice?
I do. I don't as a lawyer, but I do as a clinical social worker. I see clients in my own office.
And do you like it better that way? Or did you ever work in a, office?
In an agency, yeah. Yeah, I worked at Helpline, and that's an agency. And that had its advantages because I got to work with other people, and so there was more ability to share and have wisdom and have help from other people and figuring things out, and just having that support day to day in how to work with people and how to, when you had a problem, you could go to somebody else and have their support and, what should I do now, and what do you know about this? And sometimes we'd be working with the multiple pieces of the family, and it was okay to share. Confidentiality was not an issue there because we were all working in the same agency. But when you're working individually with people, you do have an issue with confidentiality. You're just working with that one person as a general rule. And so you're a little more isolated.
What are your work hours like?
Well, the nice thing about being in your own business is you get to set them. And because I have a full-time job with the state, right now I just work in the afternoon and evenings 2 days a week.
So do you feel like you get enough free time? Like you have enough off hours?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to retire from the state at the end of the year, and I'm actually looking forward to having more time to see clients. But I'll still have a lot of time on my own, and I can, like I say, I can set my hours so I see as many or as few people as I'd like.
Okay, well that's it for now. So thank you for your time.
You bet.